When you have a busy corporate job, can you be spiritual in any sense? Is there a confluence? And does spirituality actually lead to better corporate performance? Let's find out. 3 questions with Dexter Rodrigues. But first, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And while you do, ding the bell so that you're invited to every premiere that we have here. Hey viewers, I'm absolutely delighted to welcome Dexter Rodrigues on 3 questions today. Dexter is the Chief of Learning and Development at a huge software enterprise, the Datamatics Business Solutions. But not only that, he's a guy who's into coaching and teaching from his heart, and he's deeply spiritually connected. So it's going to be a very exciting, interesting discussion to really understand. For starters, Dexter, my first question to you is that you are so spiritually grounded. And how does a person who's in the corporate world really balance these two things?
First of all, Sandeep, thank you so much for inviting me over to your show. 3 questions, three very powerful questions, and you started off with this one. So, from somebody like you who's been part of the corporate world and life for so many years, and then moved on to these pursuits of spirituality and leadership, I think that's a wonderful question to have. So let me start off by saying that the simple reasoning of spirituality is you're just here to be and be the best version of yourself. The earth, the earth is a place that enables you. I mean, if you look out and go into nature, sometimes when you're stressed, sometimes when you're upset about something, and you say, let me go out into nature and go for a vacation, right? But you are actually here on vacation. You're here, there is not a place in...
If this is the vacation, I don't want to...
People say, what's on the other side? We are on the other side. That's the best part. I realize that there is a world called the spirit world, which is our true home, and we are here, and we live life after life after life in this school of life, but it's like a vacation school, it's like a holiday school. We are here to become the best versions of ourselves, and to spend time in nature, let the energies of the earth and our energies mix together. Somewhere I feel that when we first came to this planet, and all this is going to sound really woo to a lot of people, and probably people are going to disregard it, but this is really after a lot of research, a lot of understanding, and it's not just me who's saying it. It's been researched and looked at by thousands and thousands of people from thousands and thousands of years. There's so much of material out there. The energy of this earth is so interesting because when you go out in nature and you spend time in nature, you feel so fresh and relaxed and happy. And that's the idea, our innate beings, our souls, this body comes from the earth, the soul comes from the spirit world. So this is like a golden handshake between the earth and the spirit world. And where they say together, let's help you become the best version of yourself. So attachment to all of these things, all these things that I'm wearing, the clothes that you're wearing, the chair that you're sitting on, all of this is temporarily transient. Tomorrow we can lose all of it and we can get all of this back. And so attachment, like the Buddha rightly said, is the root cause of suffering. So being attached to all of this is because it's so temporary and transient, right? But there's only one thing that is really permanent. That's the soul that you come with. And what I realized is this soul, how a psychologist would say, if you want, like I cited the example earlier, if you want to go back to all the, the dilemmas in your life and why things happen, look at all the past incidents. For example, Sandeep Nath is not Sandeep Nath who popped out today, right? Today on the 1st of March. He is the Sandeep Nath who is a human being today because of whatever he went through right from the time he stepped from his mother's womb to stepping out, to growing up, and all those layers and layers and layers, and now he's the person today. Similarly, your soul is also wearing this space suit of Sandeep Nath, which is your soul. If you want to understand Sandeep Nath better as a human being, you go back to his childhood and go through the tapestry of his life. Similarly, as a soul, you've got to go back through all those different lifetimes to understand the tapestry of that soul and what has happened in the past. And that is the accumulation of what the soul is today. So if your software, if you have a better understanding of your software, then your hardware will function better. But if your software is malfunctioning, there's no chance of, you'll have to, no matter how many times you reboot in a new life, you're not going to function properly because your software is not functioning. So all of these realizations, made me much more joyous than I was earlier, made me much more interested in life, made me much more attached to life. And I also talk about detachment. The one thing that I'm really attached to is life, is nature, is the beauty of life, and it's the beauty that each and every individual brings to this life. So and give so much more meaning that we are just here for a temporary, transient period to really be the best versions of ourselves and free from detachment and bring more meaning and joy in our lives. And all of these sounded so cliched earlier, but now it came through so clearly. And especially when you go through a regression session and you get to meet your guides, another talking point which we can always pick up later. But when you do all of that, you find meaning in your life. We don't need to search elsewhere. The world is so beautiful that you've got nature that helps you. You go into nature and you can hear your guides speaking to you. You can get the answers. You meditate. You sit at home. You can meditate. You live a life which is about looking within. You can get the answers. You have people like Sandeep Nath who are, asking you questions and help you introspect. You have people who have naturally selected themselves as mediums who are there to assist you. You've got sciences, divinity. There's some sciences like astrology and some of those bits. There's also so many areas in which you can help yourself. I thought it's a good time for me because of the fact that, I've been called upon, for myself at least, to help people with regression therapy, to help people with spiritual understanding, to be able to place some thought in front of them which makes sense. And a lot of times people listening to somebody like me talking about this, and I say somebody like me, just another ordinary human being who one day stands up and says, I'm working in an office, but I'm going to talk about this stuff too. And then they realize maybe there's something to it as well. And then when they start going through this journey themselves, you can see the change. You can see the difference in the way they start living. The smile keeps getting brighter and brighter, and they find more meaning in their life. So long answer to a simple question, but that really encapsulates, the question, which is, how did I come to this confluence, and why is it important for it?
Absolutely. You said it perfectly in one word: joy. If we can spread joy in our workspaces, what else are we here for? Joy is the way of growth, and that is the purpose, like you said so beautifully.
Absolutely, and joy is it.
I'll just add a little from ancient Oriental wisdom, which is quite relevant for our readers who are trying to assimilate this whole concept of soul. That we must not actually get bottled into labels. The thing is that everything is energy.
Absolutely.
And the soul is a manifestation of energy which is transmitted life to life.
Yes.
So, likewise, whether it's a Christ or a Allah or a Durga or a Hanuman, they're just forms of energy which we subscribe to because we like that embodiment. That's about it.
Right. And this detachment from labels is so important.
Yeah.
This detachment of labeling oneself, this compartmentalizing of oneself, because we've come into this matchbox world.
Yeah.
I said checkbox earlier, something matchbox, and now this is a matchbox world that we've come in. And if we matchbox ourselves,
very volatile as well.
Yeah, very volatile. There you go, one little light, and things start burning up. So we've got to be able to understand. You're very true, because all of us, at the end of the day, and I so love what you said, Sandeep, because of the fact that this energy is a collective.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you feel that you're a little bit low and a little bit distraught, and you look around in the world, there'll probably be some incidents going on somewhere which has, depressed a great number of people, dampened a great number of spirits, and that has a ripple effect across the continent, across the entire world, because of the fact that we are all interconnected to this one energy. We're all little drops in the same ocean, and if the ocean is murky somewhere, there's this ripple effect. There's high tide somewhere else, there's low tide somewhere else. And some places the ships are, which was sailing on calm seas, suddenly start facing the ripple effects of that. So that's really how it is. So I love the fact that you mentioned about energy.
And exactly, whether you who's watching is a professional or an entrepreneur or part of the corporate space, remember what Dexter said, that you are here. You don't need to redefine your purpose. You just agree with the purpose that I am here as part of a collective consciousness. And by being my best, I am raising that consciousness.
Yes.
So all I do is be my best, whether I am my best CEO or my best janitor.
Yes, very true. Very, very true. Couldn't have agreed.
Dexter, you are repeatedly triggering something inside me, which is, in fact, brings me to my second question. You keep talking about life after life, which I can subscribe to as a person who lives by Vedic philosophy. But you have been a Catholic, right? A Roman Catholic all
Yes,
along.
yes,
And
yes.
isn't your soul going to perish or whatever that is?
So
How do you harbor something like that? So my actual question here was about religion, And
yeah,
what is this whole
yeah.
thing about religion, and how important is religion in our day-to-day work and life?
So I'm happy to be sitting next to my library, by the way. So I'm going to show you this. So I'm a Roman Catholic, right? So got the Bhagavad Gita, got the Talmud, the
Nice.
Quran in all its versions. Then and I
Awesome.
and there's the Bible, and then here are the Upanishads as well. So and this is for example the Greek Bible. so so let me tell you a little bit about uh, how people confuse dogma with religion and just follow dogma. So, for example, the word jihad. Let's say now we're looking at say the Quran. So the word jihad. When you talk to somebody about this word and you ask them this question and you say, "What is jihad?" And they'll tell you what Western media or what people say. Jihad is about bombing. Jihad is about holy war. Jihad is about terrorism. And if you look at the real meaning of the word jihad in Arabic, jihad means, beautiful word, jihad means struggle. An individual struggle, a struggle that an individual goes through to overcome all the bad habits or negative habits or the bad energies from within to redevelop, rediscover, and become a much more beautiful and better human being. So there is a war, of course, and it's a holy war, but it's an internal holy war that one goes, through within oneself. And it's a constant process of discovery and self-discovery. It's a process of getting lost and finding yourself again, getting lost and finding yourself. And each time you climb every rung of that ladder, you keep getting better and better. And that struggle, that war that you go through with yourself is called jihad. So the idea over here for us is to practice internal and external asceticism and try our level best to look within and understand and have empathy towards the other person and say, okay, why did this person say this? For example, the internal asceticism. Because these pieces, which is the tangible ones and the intangible ones, these tether us more to this planet.
Right.
Fact of the matter is, when we first came to this planet, what was there? We had just had nature, we had all of these bits. I remember, reading about when I think it was the English or when the white man, and with all due respect, came to the Native Americans and they drew a line on the land and said, "This land belongs to us." And the Native Americans were shocked because they didn't know that land could be divided.
Yeah.
So they didn't know that you could parcel it out like that. They didn't understand that concept because they understood the fact that we are here to be in nature and we are here to learn from nature.
Right.
But to sever something like that. So what we've done today is we've started this process, and it's been going on since centuries, where we are tangibly attached to things, whether it's physical things, or we are tangibly attached or intangibly attached to our emotions. So I challenge all the people listening to this lovely video and this lovely question that you asked today, Sandeep. I challenge all of them. Take out something from your hand, from your body, from your and I say body, from your clothes, maybe something that you have so dear to you, and give it away to somebody who really needs it. You can live a detached life with all the attachments around you.
So that brings me to the third question here, Dexter, and that is that I'm aware that you're setting up the Soul Doctor, the kind of spiritual network, and I'm excited to witness the launch of that and play whatever part I could. But I'd like our viewers to know how they can associate with Soul Doctor. What's in it for them?
Very, very interesting question. And this is the first time that I'm talking about Soul Doctor in a public forum. So I want to say thank you so much, Sandeep. I know, Sandeep, we've connected earlier and we've talked about contribution and collaboration. And there are so many people that I've connected with individually. Best part is nobody said no. Touch wood, everybody said, yes, I want to be a part of this. And the idea of Soul Doctor, I know it's a very catchy name and maybe a little bit corny name as well, but the idea was to be able to provide a platform where people who are vibrationally fit come together and learn about themselves, and they can learn about themselves through a variety of means. They can learn about it through regression therapy. They can learn about about it through quantum healing. They can learn about it through different things, whether it's Reiki or energy healing and things like that. And the idea is to help develop oneself. And it's primarily an education come collaboration platform, which is there'll be educators. So Sandeep Nath will be an educator. Plus, he will be able to offer his services of spiritual leadership on that platform. So it's a community of people. It's like, I might sound very pompous when I'm saying this, but it's like a modern day Nalanda with a business system. So, and it's
Pompous or not, you surely make it very clear what it is, because I didn't know either, really. I just heard, when we talked about it, you said Soul Doctor Concept Network. But thanks. That is a very, very clear answer, and I think that that would make it very clear. On that note, and I hope there are not chief executives listening to this one, because Soul Doctor is the network that you guys got to be part of now.
So, yes.
There's one thing else that you guys have to do, and that is LCSS. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to ding the bell so that you receive the notifications for the next premieres that are coming on. 3 questions. Thanks, Dexter. That was awesome. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.